Hello, all freedom and constitution respecting friends. Today, what I want to do is I want to talk about the Bullpup shotgun, tactical shotgun. The brand is Hatsan's Escort. The Escort is manufactured by, there you go, Escort shotgun is manufactured by Hatsan. Hatsan is actually based in Turkey, and so this is a Turkish product. There's a lot of, you can find a lot of hats and guns and other Turkish products in the market. So this particular one is a 5 shell capacity box magazine fat shotgun, tactical shotgun. As you can see, the box magazine is taking up to 5 3-inch shells. These 3-inch shells, 5 of them. So, and if you particularly look at the design, as you see, the magazine is placed behind the pistol grip, unlike many other typical designs. And you can tell that, once you handle the gun, you can, this is pretty much, based on the AR-15 kind of a platform. The only thing, the apparent difference is the fact that, again, magazine is behind the pistol. What I particularly like about that is this. The barrel length is 18-inch. So this is being an 18-inch gun, and I want to compare it to another tactical shotgun that's also another gun from Turkey. This is Tristar KRX. Same thing again, it is magazine fat. Both are, this gun is also taking 5 shells. But now look at the difference in height. I gotta just get back so I can just show you. This one is 18-inch barrel. This one is 20-inch barrel. Just 2 inches different. But look at the overall difference. Quite a bit. That's because the particular design, and very, in my opinion, a smart design of this gun, and that is why. That's the reason why the magazine is placed behind the pistol grip. So by doing that, they allow the 18-inch barrel still 18-inch. I mean, they didn't sacrifice a whole lot of barrel length. Just shy of just about 2 inches, right? Other than that, because of the design, it is a whole lot shorter overall. The overall length is much shorter than the other one. So this one, the overall length is, I think, a 31-inch long. And when you're especially in, obviously, CBQ, close quarter battle, CQB type of environments, especially in tight spaces, indoors, what have you, or whatever the space is tight, and you got to move quick and make quick turns. Obviously, the longer the barrel, it is more disadvantageous. So basically, using this in that kind of tight spaces is giving a lot more flexibility. Hence, the term tactical shotgun. This model is known as BTS12, Bullpup Tactical Shotgun 12 gauge. So, it is coming with also the choke tubes. This one has one that came with it and 2 others, so it's coming with a total of 3 choke tubes. There is another model that is a 410. It's basically fitting to 410 shells. That model comes with only a 1 fixed choke tube, and that's it. I personally prefer 12 gauge shells instead of 410. One other thing I want to talk about is also, I want to show you this. The magazine well is polymer. It's not any less, any worse than, it's as good as the other magazine wells. It's as good as the steel magazine wells. So, one other interesting design is here. The charge and handle, you can put it on either side. I put it on the right side because I'm right-handed. you can basically remove it. And now let me do it for you. Like this. And put the other side, the left hand side. I keep it here on the right hand side. There you go. So I had a lot of fun shooting this gun. I was shooting, actually, these are bird shots. I was in the open range. I was shooting at the clays, pigeon clays, and there's a lot of fun, you know, right? Shooting at those. So obviously it's a bird shot. You can use any. You can use obviously the buck shots. You can use slugs, but you know, I kind of prefer. Well, you can say one thing now. I did that, trying to shoot, you know, kind of trapped in skeet shooting. Well, you can say this. Hey, with this kind of gun, this is short, right? This is a short gun to do that. You're right. It's much shorter than my 28, you know, shotgun that I would normally prefer, you know, to do that kind of a shooting. But I was just trying to see its feel, how it's gonna be handled, and ergonomics of it, and all that. I was trying to break in the gun, and I was gonna be doing that. You know, the other kind of, you know, normal regular 28-inch shotgun I was using, my Benelli. But along with that, I brought it with me just to kind of to see how it, you know, performs. Not necessarily accuracy perspective, but overall dynamics, overall, you know, aiming and all that, you know, how it goes along with my overall posture, stance, and all those things. The handle part, you can actually detach it. All it takes is basically there are two screws, one here and one right here, and it takes a little Phillips driver. You can remove that. I prefer to keep it on. Well, obviously, it's easier to carry like this, and the sights are installed on it, and it's pretty. I mean, to me, I mean, it's really pretty comfortable with this aiming. And notice my hand, the left hand, it is really ergonomically designed well, so it's sitting right very comfortably. It doesn't feel any awkward or anything, and it just sits there comfortably. So. Charging handle on the right hand side, again, you can change it. It is pretty much ambidextrous, and also the overall ergonomics of it is very comfortable. And I also kind of practice with this a little bit, you know, in the real tight spaces as far as moving around. This versus a much longer gun, shotgun. I mean, it is obviously, there is no need to say that. You can easily see it yourself. That, you know, it's quite a bit of difference. That's one of the most, I think, emphasized advantages of using this kind of gun. That's one of the kind of concepts behind this design. The cheek here, you can raise it up and down depending on your, you know, how your ergonomics, your body type, you know, so the comp can be adjusted. For the sling, the kind that I prefer, again, there is one here. Handle, it is static, it doesn't move, and at the very back on the stock, there is a swivel. You can use that one. I didn't use it. I, for some reason, preferred very simple, I mean, very kind of a practical sling, and I just looped it. I made a loop here. You can use it, you know, for any kind of length, any kind of rifle, and just here at back, same thing, a loop, and then you can use it that way, you know. So I didn't have to look for, like, well, the rifles, buy one of those, and you can, you know, put through, you know, swivel. So that's, you know, pretty practical. I like that. And like I said, it's taken 5 of these. I just want to put one, just for the sake of showing. Obviously. So it is securely inserted into the magazine. And now let's charge it. There you go. The gun is now charged, right? Okay. I want to take it out. There you go. You got to remember doing that, right? Once you do this, and the magazine is in, it's not going to go up. So you need to take the magazine out, and then you can charge it back here. So, like I said, also the choke tube, which comes with it. There you go, the choke tube, and also this, the shroud on the barrel. There you go. So here you see the front portion of the excuse me, of the barrel, and here is the threads for the choke tube. I want to talk a little bit about the, okay, I don't make it extremely tight. I mean, tight enough, but it shouldn't be like very super tight. You cannot even open it, you cannot even turn it. It's tight enough, sufficiently tight. All right. The price-wise, very affordable, very good pricing strategy that Hatsan is using. So the company, like I said, the manufacturer is in Turkey, and the company that is distributing this in the United States is called Hatsan US. Hatsan US. And they're out of Arizona, Roger, Arizona. So the pricing strategy is about, their price point is kind of fluctuating around 560, 580. Anywhere between, I think I would say 570 to 590. For that kind of a price, this is a lot of gun. You can obviously make comparisons, use many metrics, many different kind of criteria, and compare this, to real high-end guns. But keep in mind that the Bullpup shotguns, tactical shotguns, have gained popularity relatively very recently. I mean, I don't know exact timing, but I think last 5 years, I'm gonna say my experience. You can find more accurate numbers, but my experience is last 5 years, the sales, the popularity of Bullpup tactical shotguns have gained quite a bit of popularity in its class. At this price point. This is a rather competitive and a good gun. That's the kind of that's the way I look at it when I make comparisons, when I make when I read the reviews. I kind of look at those kinds of very detailed comparisons. How do you make that comparison? So like I said, I could obviously I tried it. I could shoot the burst shots, no problems. I could shoot slugs, which I think with my other tactical gun, shotgun, I did that, the slugs and buckshots, especially for home defense. Instead of using a burst shot, I have plenty buckshots and slugs. I would prefer actually a buckshot instead of a slug for home defense purposes. And again, this for home defense, you're pretty much very much how do I say, well protected at home with this. If you have to use this, if you have to defend yourself with this, you are well protected. So this is overall my overall feeling about this gun is, like I said, in its concept of being a tactical shotgun, especially the bullpup design, like the design in its, I think the most telling feature is the fact that, again, the magazine is behind the pistol grip, has its most utmost what it offers to people is the practicality of using very serious defensive capabilities without basically risking, especially in a kind of close quarter combat situations, risking, like kind of when you're turning and touching places and walls and brush and I don't know, anything on its way. So that's giving you a lot of actually room, a lot of flexibility in those kinds of situations. It's easier to carry, obviously, needless to say. So that's a hell of a gun. I love it. I want to talk about another gun. It is also made in Turkey. I mentioned it before. Tristar KRX. This is also a Turkish company, and I think it is the distributing company in the U.S. is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Century Arms. They're distributing this company. They have the distributorship rights from Tristar. So, same thing again. It has the 5-round capacity, and on this one I was keeping the shells in it. 5 shells, again, chambered for 3-inch shells. Similar situation. Look at the magazine valve. It is polymer. One thing that I can mention, and I just thought of it right now as I was putting the magazine in, is it can feel a little. I'll do it again. A little tight. A little tight. You might kind of notice that now. Okay. So that's one thing. It's a matter of a little bit of getting used to. Kind of, you break in the gun, it gets easier. And once in a while, I experienced that with this gun. When normally this is semi-auto, right? I mean, this is the way it works, is obviously semi-auto fashion. Not always, but sometimes. It tend to kind of, you got to force it if it doesn't feed well. So, again, it's a matter of researching into it a little more and seeing other people experience that or not. I have not done it. Maybe I should have, but I have not done it. So that is, I'm not sure if it is kind of a well-known problem with this gun. I'm not saying this is a problem. It is definitely not to the extent that it can be called problem or issue. But a few times, more than once, at least, I experienced that, and I hit all it takes is basically as I was shooting, I didn't have to, stop and take it down. No, I didn't have to do any of those things. All I did was kind of force it so, it continued. I mean, obviously, not ideal, but it's not a big, huge detriment. And I believe if I do a little more shooting with this one, I have a feeling that, it's going to be getting a little better, that situation. I just want to mention that. The sling, again, is on that one is a little the other way. I use the swivels that came with the gun, and I install on this location here. This one is also coming with, I'm not sure if you're seeing that. Yeah, the choke tube. And that, I think, came with one choke tube. And the barrel length, you remember I mentioned that before, is a 20 inch. And look at the overall length of the gun. Much, taller than 31 inch, right? Hence, the stock is not folding. And that's one of the features, and that's why, and it's kind of the pricing wise, it's in the very affordable range. It's also comparable, about $550. and you can tell that, especially look at that, the this the safety, the manual safety, it is very much like AR-15 manual safety. Actually, the entire platform, the whole design, you can easily tell that it feels pretty much as AR-15, like AR-15, because it is using that platform. So that is that. The charging handle is different than the one I was showing you with the other Escort. This is not, you cannot remove it. This is just on the right hand side. So there you go. This is not ambidextrous. I'm right-handed. It's pretty good for me. So that's one. If you're obviously left-handed, you can call this disadvantage. The sights and also the handle. It has fiber optic red color for the front sight, and the rear side sitting on the back of the handlebar, and it's static. They put the on the both sides, on either side, they put these Piccadilly rails here. I don't know, maybe you can kind of attach a tactical light on the side. Maybe, I don't know, something else. I never tried that. And here, there is enough, plenty of room on the Piccadilly rail, so you can install, if you like, to your liking, whatever kind of scope, optics, tactical flashlight, what have you. That light, red dot. So you can put those things. Overall, my overall experience again is, except the situation that I just described recently. Other than that, the accuracy, it's pretty much like any other gun. I didn't experience any issues, any problems with that. Ergonomics of it is noteworthy. It's good. Ergonomic wise, I didn't have any problems with that. So I wouldn't consider that as a home defense. The technical, from the reasons, for the reasons that I mentioned, I would consider my other Escort as a lot more suitable option for a home defense instead of using this kind of a length. But again, why not? I think it's a personal opinion on that. So yeah, I prefer the black color. They have also the 10 available. And one, this one is the other one, the Escort I mentioned. That was also chambered, in addition to 12 gauge 3-inch shells that can also handle 410s. Whereas KRX, I want to say I didn't look into that. I don't care about it. I'm not sure if it does that though. That's my take, my opinion on that one. So if you just one other thought here. Needless to say, using a shotgun with a tubular magazines instead of using a box magazine. The thought behind that is instead of using the tubes into the shells into the tube. Let's say my Benelli, I recently purchased that, actually not recently. One of the more recently ones. I bought an extended magazine extender actually, and I can make it up to 8 shells. I'm sorry, 10 shells with an extender. The thing is it's nice, but again, depending on the environment, the situation that you're in, if you're in any kind of defensive situation, I think the conventional thinking would say that, you know, using a magazine fed semi-auto shotgun makes more sense. But I can hear people defending, I mean, arguing against that for valid reasons. When I'm saying valid reasons, they can bring, you know, sound, good, logical, smart arguments. And I understand them. I'm not necessarily discounting their opinions. I'm not necessarily saying what they're saying is, you know, wrong, and this is absolutely better than tubular, the shotguns, the more traditional, you know, with the tubular magazines. I mean, I use them a lot. I shot with them a lot. You know, it has this traditional feeling of, you know, actual pump action shotgun. And there's a lot of fun. I had lots of fun with that kind of a shotgun. But I want to give it a try because I thought that, you know, for the reasons that I described, especially the reason why that they are classified as tactical shotgun. Why is it that, you know, those pump action shotguns are not considered tactical? Although one can say, hey, what is tactical? It all depends on who's using it. In good hands, anything can be tactical. I don't argue against that. That's right. That's correct. But still, overall, let's say, you know, instead of using somebody with extreme experience and skill, take a lot more average person and then make comparisons using that average person as a common denominator. Then I would say this kind of design, the box magazine design, box magazine fat design, makes more sense for those reasons that I mentioned. So that's what I wanted to basically talk about and kind of make comparisons. By all means, I'm not comparing and discounting the traditional pump action shotguns, but I think this is a good addition to your arsenal. I would definitely consider adding, if you don't have it, I would strongly recommend to add at least one, especially, you know, very affordable price. I mean, you're not talking about, you know, real fancy high-end shotguns, prices over, I don't know, $3,000-4,000. Some of them are even more than $5,000, depending on what you're talking about, right? And I mean, this, for its functionality and purpose, I think super good price, super affordable. And this, I'm gonna be very careful with that. I'm not saying this is a cheap gun. This is a relatively inexpensive gun, and for that price range, again, for that price point, is a hell of a gun. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so that's about it. That's on this video. I just want to talk about these two tactical shotguns, and let's see on my next video. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to talk about. So until then, be safe. Take care of yourself. Bye.